I'm going to take the amulet off,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to reach it to her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to hang it on the statue myself.
Okay.
I'm not sure it's respectful, so I'm going to offer it to her.
She holds it, and then while she's holding it, speaks in what appears to you to be perfectly sensible language. You guys have really not investigated this thing, is all I have to say. There's a reason the Hawksiers wanted it back. It's a cool thing.
Did they talk to me?
Well, you were all speaking the same language. So
that guy was obnoxious.
He was terribly obnoxious.
Definitely not speaking my language, but this is great.
I was pleased at that whole interaction, by the way. Skava got huge hero points by standing up to the Rune Lord. The being now can speak to you and all of you and says, I respect you coming. I respect you here. I respect your gift. But my words only go so far. And honor compels me only to point to one passage.
That's more than enough, thank you.
And then, after that, she looks briefly at her companions, says, after that, you must prove your way from here. And so, but she will say, I am Lalakil. And she says something which the amulet can only translate as the insect people. And I will remember you well. If I make it through my 5th metamorphosis, that memory will serve you. He's basically saying she's not powerful enough to do anything about it yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, thank you very much. And I would like to ask if we would be safe to rest here for a bit.
I think so.
No, she needs to point, and then it's kind of like the countdown.
Okay.
Forget
then
about
it's the
rest.
and then it's the chase.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay. Yep.
This is a hunt, and it's not we who are hunting.
We're going in the direction
She
it's
points out.
pointing?
She points. It's not the way you came in.
I
The
don't see
good
a reason.
idea is sword is in the back.
Uh-huh.
Basically, I would like Echo in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Okay.
so we shouldn't delay then. Probably.
No, let's go. Sounds like a good idea.
Okay. So,
Let's see how far we get and if we can find something that's defendable if we need it.
So the first thing is that you are actually pretty well. This is your territory. This is your. Even though it's not, you don't know this place. You are comfortable. I mean, as far as you're concerned, you keep going through the same damn little hedgerow over and over again.
I just tell him
right. To Skava, she's
right.
like this way now, and you're like, isn't that right? So you, of course, can tell all the different, passages. You know which ones you have been in. You know which ones you have not, and what way you are going. So orienting is not so bad for you. Still, it's a little creepy. I mean, there's whole it's astonishing as soon as you get out into these corridors, just how elaborate they are. And you realize that you are in an extremely large zone of this built-up vegetation. It's not just one little grove, it's this huge landscape. And that these beings, obviously this is their home. This is how
to
they
make
live.
life somewhat harder for them, how much light do the stars give? We
Just
travel
enough.
without our own lights.
Right, you can do
Okay.
without your
Yeah.
own light. That's fine. Yeah.
Right.
How tall are the
I mean, we
bushes?
don't have.
Most of them are pretty tall. You would have to like 2 people tall, and as I say, many of them are grown over the top irregularly.
Okay, because I was thinking in an open space, if maybe you could lift me up to your shoulders and I can have a peek somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so you leave that passage, and then there's a place where it loops around and under. So there's all kinds of there's ways where you actually have to go underground for a little bit, and you might want to avoid those. Who knows? And so I'm going to assume that that's not really what you want to do. There, okay. You're going to arrive. I'm going to have you make a perception check. So intelligence times 5. I assume you're being as alert as you possibly can.
67.
Okay. So fortunately, you are able to keep from tumbling deep into a pit, which opens
Barely.
up. Yeah. And so that's there's really no getting across it. I mean, unless you really, really wanted to risk yourselves greatly. And then there's so if you have to double back from the pit, then you're going to ultimately come. There's the pit. You end up there. Okay.
Yes, feeling on the walls, kind of walls that are.
Yeah, you're right.
How robust are they?
You would have, if you fought your way in there, the chance of getting kind of stuck there is very high. There's just not, it's so dense that there's just no way to push yourself past
But
the different main branches.
the bushage is not thick and strong enough to actually support someone climbing on it.
I don't think it's meant to be forced.
Yeah, it's to actually climb up it, you probably could, but again, since there's no one big thick
Yeah.
branch.
It's just a
Yeah.
mishmash of
Right, exactly.
yeah.
And also if you have been in those terrible trees that grow by the water, where there are solid branches, but they are all sticking out like that, and there's no way to walk among them, and there's no way to push past them, and it's very aggravating. So it's not impossible. You could throw yourself in there, but frankly, you would be like a big...
An orientation at that point becomes...
thrashing around and stuck and...
Orientation at that point becomes
Obvious. Yeah.
very difficult.
So ultimately, I'm going to... so I figured out that you went that way, following the rules that you said. So doubling back, coming to the pit and then doubling back is a problem, because now that gives them a chance to catch up.
Yeah.
Right. And so
Not that happy, but
Right.
nothing to do about it.
But coming back this way, see, you came in that way. So coming back this way means, however, that you were in a good room for your purposes, as you can see, right? So, so that means when you get to this room, that you are in an area which is the air is very fresh, and the air is you know that you are near an exit or a place where you might be able to. And when I say exit, you're not underground, but the air coming is
thing.
much less. I mean, the air in here, you realize, it's nothing but the stench of these beings and these plants, right? There's other air coming in that you have a better feel for, that you know is fresher. So the point is that once you're in this zone with another passage coming in, another passage that seems to you very likely to be going out, there's room to spread out. The room under the ground underneath is very thick with loose material like gravel or rocks. It's quite thick like this. So shuffling through it is loud. In
At
a way,
this point, I
right.
think everybody has their
I think
preferred weapons.
absolutely.
out, so
I don't think that's a question at all. In retrospect, thinking about it, one of the clever fellows in this group is going to figure out that this is actually a basic alarm system. That anybody coming in from the outside would be making vibrations or sounds that were easily picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
I thought
far
about
away.
that when you said there were
Yeah.
gravel and stones.
Yeah,
exactly.
No.
Yeah.
front door.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
made it to the front door.
Well, this is of course about the time when they make it to the front door with you.
Mm.
So company.
Right. One of them has pursued behind you, had tracked you there when you backtracked, right? Was able to waited here, and then when you came back this way, followed, and then the other one's coming in this way. So when you get into this room and start realizing, oh, we might actually have a way out, that's when they appear, and we are on strike rank 1.
Great.
And I will move to
Okay, which way?
4 to 8. The troll rules are standing in very nicely for the bug people. So I will just use these fellows as written.
Correct.
So basically, the way out is as far away as possible, but between it and the way we came from was no other way, right?
I will
Would
go
you
back
mind
to
to
the.
go back?
I don't mind at
Because I
all.
want to see.
You're in this
There's
room.
one more.
1 and 9,
Okay.
and that's the one out. These are the 2 in. The way you came in, this little line here basically indicates that it's kind of impossible to see what's there until you're in it. So that's why when you emerged into it, it was kind of like, oh, this is different.
Alright.
So we are going to keep along that wall. Because
Along
there
this
is
one?
at least, there's
Okay.
at least only one opening.
That's not an opening.
Great.
That goes under.
Fantastic.
So this is
This
all
is
one
perfect.
wall along there. Okay.
So we'll keep along the wall
Keeping
and
as much distance.
as
between-
much
right,
distance as we can. I switch to the back and have my bow ready.
Okay.
And am going to focus.
Excellent.
Because I think... No, I didn't. I have all my power.
That's right. All of you have all your power back, by the way.
You wanted to fight. This is the
No.
time and the place.
Wait, we have all
Excellent.
our power back?
Yeah.
I'm
Alright.
out there so long.
Yeah.
Scared me.
I will. It's actually fairly easy to say why. You had a nice interaction with the altar. The altar responded nicely to the good intentions and the gift, and you guys are not healed or anything, but you are powered like the way you should be.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting. Even though these particular ones would very much like to have you for dinner, it's not as though you are spiritual enemies of this place, particularly not Scala.
Good.
They're just hungry.
But there are
Right.
2 guys.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Right.
One
Can't
got
blame
it,
them.
so-
One of them got his thing taken away. It's kind of, you know.
Yeah.
There are 2 guys in 2 passageways who still want us for food.